At the beginning of this course, I defined leisure in one word. I used the term relaxation. After taking this course, I have learned to narrow my definition to make sure it does not impact someone in a negative way. My definition is leisure is any activity that provides release from societal, emotional, physical, or economic pressure that does not cause harm to yourself or others. With this, we've talked about what is taboo. What is taboo leisure? What is considered leisure? And one thing I brought up is tattoos. Is it harmful? And one thing I would like to point out is leisure is all about intent. Is your intent to harm someone else? Because if your intent is to harm someone else or yourself, it is not leisure. In the beginning of this course, we talked about murder. And I did, at the beginning of this course, say yes, that is leisure based off of our textbook definitions. It does not say that harming someone else makes it a non-leisure activity. And I would like to explain that if it causes harm, it's not leisure. Leisure this semester very much had me thinking about flow theory. And I realized that for me, personally, I experience leisure and the best forms of leisure that I enjoy most when I experience flow, where I feel almost out of body and in kind of an autopilot mode. So I like art because I don't think. I don't feel myself thinking, but I can physically move and create something that I enjoy using colors that I enjoy and think work. It's also why I love gymnastics, and I've always loved gymnastics because when I compete or I perform, my brain is not there. My brain is off. My muscles have a muscle memory, and I've trained so hard that I don't have to think and that I can experience a feeling of flow. With COVID, we had a lot of downtime, and I had to figure out what I liked to do for leisure because we had a lot of time to experience our leisure. Things that I had been pushing off because I had homework or I had a school project or I had a school club or activity, something that I decided, hey, it's not worth my time because I have homework. Oftentimes, I would push out leisure from my life. With COVID, I learned that I love art. I had not picked up a sketchbook since middle school when I took art class. And I actually started to do art again because I was on TikTok and I saw a bunch of art videos, and TikTokers were taking playing cards and using them as canvases because they're cheap and they're small and you can record it using your phone and get views for it. So I learned how to sand down my playing cards and create a canvas out of them because they're cheap, affordable, and I can create my art on them, anything I want. Another thing I would like to point out is, vacation. COVID took away or restricted the way we can vacation. And vacation is a term I like to use as to get away from, to leave, physically leave, to go somewhere else. And that was I used to go to Disney every year. That was my summer vacation. And when that was taken away because of COVID, I had to, again, learn how to cope and choose a different leisure. And one thing I learned how to do is I picked up a camera. I found my mom's 2003 Canon camera, and I went on walks, and I got to take photos and learn how to use it. I shoot manual now because I've researched I actually read the entire manual off of Google, how to use the camera. But I shoot manual, meaning I don't use the preset lenses and preset buttons. I coordinate my photos on my own. One last thing I wanted to talk about is society. I mentioned that leisure isn't any activity that provides release from societal pressure. I would also like to say that society does not have to approve of your leisure. One thing being the Black Lives Matter protests last summer. I consider protest leisure because you're not causing harm. And the best form of leisure is when you lift yourself and others up. And that's what that was. That's what that is. Lifting each other up. Leisure should create community. Leisure in COVID was hard to create community. However, that's why TikTok was so popular, because it created a community in which that we could come together across the world without having to touch. And something that I would like to see grow this year is our community, because we've been so deprived of it. One thing I've talked about in my assignments is the Sweet Corn Circus Festival coming up in August. I am so excited. But training for circus and gymnastics, that's my leisure. I love it. I love to perform. And I'll finally get to perform in front of an audience. But not only that, but the town of Normal will get to come together again. Students at ISU will get to come together, see a performance, get some sweet corn, and provide a positive economic impact to our community. Also, just provide a positive community environment as well. This class, I could go on forever, but leisure and the way in which I view leisure is greater. I view leisure everywhere. With my leisure lenses on, my leisure binoculars on. I can't take them off now because I'm looking for it. I know where it's at.